Hi guys and welcome back to Scribe Gaming. We're back with another video because the Rebel Y-Wing kit has been dropped. Okay, so this one kind of came out of nowhere. I know we were all expecting a little bit of Empire Strikes Back content, but I didn't think anybody would have thought, hey, let's get a pilotless ship for the Rebel fleet and have it be a ship that appears for all of 2.5 seconds in the Empire Strikes Back. But here we have it. And to be honest with you, I'm not actually disappointed. It's a pretty good ship. Let's take a look. Light side tank Rebel, great. Rebel tank with robust survivability, disables enemy protection with shield disruption, and protects allies with a consistent taunt. Now already it sounds pretty good. CG have recently been on a bit of a mission to try and knock Houndstooth off its lofty perch. Ever since the Houndstooth was released, it's been in every single fleet lineup, regardless of faction. It's the de facto tanking ship in the entire game. You'll have noticed things like the Hyena Bomber and the BTLB Y-Wing were both introduced as pilotless ships that are tanks, and they were there specifically to try and remove Houndstooth from the meta. Well, maybe not remove it, but make it less omnipresent. I think that the Hyena Bomber landed it. I think the BTLB Y-Wing didn't quite cut the mustard, but this Rebel Y-Wing, I think it actually does stand a chance. Now, and I'll tell you why. Let's go and take a look at its abilities. First of all, we've got its basic, which is the SW4 ion cannons. Now, final text. Deal physical damage to the target enemy. Rebel Y-Wing gains taunt for 1 turn if it doesn't already have it. So taunting on a basic is always a great ability, especially when you look at the Rebel lineup with the Millennium Falcon. There's a lot of assists in that. You know, you've got Cassian's U-Wing, that can call assists. You've got the Ghost that can call assists. You've got Biggs that can potentially call assists. You've got Millennium Falcon itself, which can call assists. So there's a lot of opportunities for this particular ship to keep on taunting. Fantastic. Special number 1, Ion Torpedoes, cooldown of 3. The final text is dispel all buffs on the target enemy and inflict shield disruption, which is its new ability, for 2 turns, then deal physical damage to them. The Y-Wing gains taunt for 2 turns. Shield disruption itself is protection is disabled, and it's immune to protection up and bonus protection. Now, protection being disabled is a little bit ambiguous. I don't know if it just removes all protection, or if it essentially lets you attack below protection. We'll find out when the ship actually comes out. I have a feeling it won't get rid of protection, but it will instead let you attack underneath it. Obviously, this is great against Houndstooth, because you'll be able to stop it from gaining its bonus protection, and you'll just be able to take it out without much issues. It can resist shield disruption, I believe, but it's unlikely under a Rebel situation. Specifically, if it's already taunting, it won't get rid of it if you've got a breach effect on the field, but that's okay, because if you can just attack through its straight through to its health and whittle it down quickly, I think this will work. Other uses for this ability, I believe, you'll also be able to more easily deal with unending loyalty on the Galactic Republic fleet, so I think it will be useful there for the bonus protection that is rampant there. And also, I think it will work in mirror matches. Rebel fleets always regenerate or gain bonus protection when they attack out of turn under Akbar, so this will help deal with that. Okay, so unique 1, Chempat Shield Generator. Final text is Rebel allies recover 20% protection whenever a Rebel ally critically hits an enemy. That's great. You know, the amount of assists, the amount of AoEs, the amount of damage that Rebel fleets actually deal, there's going to be a lot of crits. This is going to give them really good sustain. Great ability. If the allied capital ship is Rebel, I like how it says Rebel and not Home 1. That leaves them open to future Rebel capital ships. The Y-Wing has plus 30% potency. That probably helps with the shield disruption. And 35% chance to assist Rebel allies when they attack out of turn. Now, limited to once per turn. So that's basically going to keep this Y-Wing taunting all the time. As I said before, there's a lot of assists in the Rebel fleet. It's quite likely that all those attacks out of turn are going to call this guy to assist. 35% chance is pretty decent when you consider the amount of assists in Rebel lineups. And then finally we've got the reinforcement ability, Rebel Tracking Computer. Final text, enter battle, Rebel allies gain 3% critical chance for each Rebel ally until the Rebel Y-Wing is defeated. On the whole, not a great reinforcement, not a bad one, You know, it'll help with its unique, recovering the bonus protection, recovering the additional 20% protection. But I'd say this fleet really belongs in a starting lineup. You want to try and benefit from the constant taunts and the protection regen to really keep you in the battle. My initial impressions before getting into testing this fleet is that you will probably want to use it with, obviously you want Millennium Falcon in the starting lineup, but for a third you could either go with Bistan for the additional assists, the additional TM boost, the additional damage, or you could go with Biggs. Biggs will give you a second taunt. It also has an assist, and if these two are there in the starting lineup together, then they're going to be Biggs will be gaining bonus protection, and the Y-Wing will then be feeding 20% protection recovery, so that could make for a very difficult scenario, an annoying scenario where you'll be bouncing between two taunters. On the whole, I'd say this is a pretty good ship. Do I think it's going to knock Malevolence and Negotiator off their perch as the meta fleets? No, I don't. But I do think that it'll be very useful in situations such as Grand Arena and such as Territory Wars. So on the whole, I think the ship looks pretty good. I'm quite excited to get it. I'm happy that it's got no pilot. Right now I don't have spare gear to be throwing into a random pilot for the Y-Wing. Let me know down below, guys, what are your impressions of this ship? Do you think it's going to work? I think it looks pretty good. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.